Yo, this Diddy trial's getting crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. This Diddy trial is getting crazy, and we finally see some photos. We see photos finally released from the investigators from what was found in his Miami mansion on Star Island. We're finally seeing images of inside. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is crazy. This is crazy. Get all the way into this, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hold on, pause when we talking about Diddy and saying get it all the way in. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Don't forget, as soon as we hit 10,000 subscribers, we doing a giveaway. If you want to be part of the giveaway, like the video, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Send me a screenshot on my IG. Did all three, and you will be added in for a raffle. Let's start going through this, bro. I'm excited. I haven't. Well, come on, yo, what's wrong with you and all them? Hey, yo, balls, stop. I'm looking forward to look at these images. I haven't seen Star Island Drive. We know exactly what shot, aerial shot, as some like to say, of the waterfront home. Another shot. Yeah, this is definitely take drone or a helicopter or something. They were spinning around the crib. Weapons found inside the crib. Okay, okay. Hold on. This is looking like an automatic weapon, or semi-automatic, rather say. If it was automatic, I feel like he would have got another charge. The fact that I haven't seen none of the charges come from this, I could be standing correctly. The AR-15 rifles, again, we've had a lot of crazy straps, and they were all semi-automatic, so I'm assuming this is a semi. Hold on, why is that included? They included Backwoods and King Palms. That's crazy. We've owned King Palms. High Hemps, I know all these brands. We owned High Hemps as well before. High Hemps, King Palms, Backwoods. We really just do raw papers today, but there was an era where I was going trying everything, trying to get off back. I ain't like none of it. I just went straight back to joint paper. Auto, a 45 semi-auto case in corridor, I think is where they found that at. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. I got raw cones part of the evidence. Raw cones part of the evidence. How about if he was a medical patient? In Florida, medical marijuana is legal. Nah, hold on. This I'm kind of tight about. Got raw cones in. Baby oil. He got baby oil in a crate. Grab one as you walk into the function. Like, that's crazy. They say they also found Xans and MDMA. Powdery substance with a rolled $100 bill. What could that be? Ooh, what could that be? The party at the crib. Barrels to the strap. Scopes on it. Nah, he had the real function going on. Serial number scratched out his crib. Now is when we start getting into charges that is like, ooh, they run in your crib. You got a pirate's head over with the serial number scratched out. Why? Hold on. Why did he out here smoking mids? Why that shit look like mids to me? I might be wrong. Maybe it's the image, but that shit look dry as hell and yellow as hell. I might be wrong, but I'm expecting Diddy to smoke some heat. I don't know what's going on, and I can't hear nah because it's Florida. I don't want to hear that. Keys, we got Jungle Boys. We got the Flowery selling Doja, Backpack Boys. Or no, there's no excuse down here. That was an excuse like 10 years ago. Firearms with also, it looks like there's straps and other stuff over here. Having a collection of stripper heels is crazy. Like, you don't even gotta go home to go get your stripper heels. It's cool. I got a whole selection, a whole collection. You can go through the closet. Being a single man back in the day when shorties used to leave shit, you had to like hide it and stuff. Hope your next John don't bump into it. The fact you got a closet of girl stuff is just an open free. Just an open free. Yeah, nah, they got pictures of this shit. Diddy on the carrying case is mad. Yo, that's like, whose is this? If the cops pull over, that shit says Diddy in big letters going across. Whose mids is this? Oh, they got the dilly flippers in there. I see dilly flippers in there. That shit look like a chain thing to get tied to the wall, like execution era. Oh, that's the freaky draw. Unless I'm standing correct at the party. That's why Future was yelling that one time. Remember, like, nah, if he ain't coming with no Ciroc, like, nah, we know this man for coming with the party favors. He ain't coming, I don't want his old ass head.
Oh, man, we got my Ciroc. Damn, we got all this liquor. Yeah, y'all want Diddy to come to my room, but this nigga ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want this nigga around me. He a old ass bitch.
I'm gonna feel like Future knowing he got all this at the crib and he just showing up with his face like, nah, brother, hold up, where's all the party face? Hell is that? Hash? 240 milligrams, golden. They showing us Diddy had hair dye, fly hair dye. Like most of the shit they found out. Young Miami like wearing these shits around Miami. Hold on, like, she got clothes here from when she was living over here. Hold on, my ex was living. Look at these nasty ass boots he wore. Why would he wear such a thing? These ain't freaky. These are Balenciaga. That I can stand by. I know exactly this drop. Many people wore them. Why did it take a picture of the boots in the phone? That I don't know. But yo, y'all that use honey packs and all that, is that a good brand? Is that one you gotta keep in mind? Let me know down below. I don't really know the honey brands like that, but is that one that's like, nah, that one right there? I'm assuming if that's what fueled the freak off, nah, I want some of that. If I'm ever taking a honey pack, I want one of those. Oh, all right. The reason that they took the pictures of the Balenciaga was because the 3 phones were hidden inside, or maybe they were just placed in there, but the 3 phones was placed inside the Balenciaga. Let's see what my boy Diddy got in the closet. I see Ricks. Just Dub Zero. I think I had Dub Zero 4s, some other 4s, I had pennies, Jordan 5s, case, more Ayo rings. We see like some strawberry and green apple flavors, some red stilettos. It was a function. Oh, boy had a closet of dilly flippers next to camera recording system, the surveillance system for the crib. Having a wall of the dilly flippers. Oh, that's where the baby oil was. Look at the little crate right there with the oil and all that. Nigga had his oil, vitamin, dilly flippers. Nah, that's a crazy combo right there. That's a wild combination. He had some that didn't even make the stand. Nitrous oxide, the food grade. Oh, they doing whippets and everything. He had whatever you liked. Whatever you like to do, he had it at the mansion. Unless it fire butters what you like, because that shit like mids. But other than that, he had it there. It really did fire. find mad bottles of baby oil. That is crazy. Mayo called him, I guess one said he was an exotic dancer. Saw him take the stand today. There's just a lot going on. But these images does tell a story. They does tell a story that he was a freaky man.
Listen to your testimony, and I'm trying to figure out, where is the crime that they're prosecuting Diddy for? And I'm wondering, when you had your discussions with prosecutors before they called you, did they explain where they were going? Because I was confused about that when you walked off the stand.
Honestly, that was my personal experience too, being confused. I remember when investigators first approached me in March of 2024. This was before any charges, allegations. I basically told them, "Hey guys, I have nothing for you. I didn't see any violence. I didn't get any cues to her being in distress, and any cues or anything that I mentioned, which I did say there was some wincing and some sighing and stuff. That was in hindsight. If there was never any allegations, I would have never even perceived it as being an issue to even point out. So I'm just as confused as you. I still to this day I'm like, I don't know why I testified. I always believed my testimony, if it was any benefit, might have benefited the defense.
Your initial phone call, you said, look, I don't have anything, but clearly they pressed forward. I'm sure you had several meetings, but there was never anything where they said, look, we're going to call you because we think this will connect to something else. Did they ever try to connect the dots for you? Because obviously you told them you were confused right off the bat.
Yeah, I think what the problem was I kept getting passed from investigator to another investigator to ultimately when I was with the attorneys prosecuting. And so obviously they relay notes, but I don't think it was communicated aware. And it was never communicated to me what direction they were going, what from my testimony was valuable that they thought helped the case. Because me and my own evaluation, I just really didn't understand.
I read your testimony, and you're talking about Cassie paying you and Cassie dressing up and kind of prompting you. I kind of had the same feeling you did, which was that's what the defense is arguing, that this was kind of a consensual sexual liaison. And even if Diddy, and I know you did say at points that Diddy did make some payments, that she would make the initial, I guess, down payment, and then he would pay more when the encounter was over. But you weren't, to be clear, you were never transported, as the indictment said. You weren't transported across state lines. This was all in New York, and you live in New York,
correct?
right?
Exactly. At the time, I lived in Harlem, and all of the encounters happened in New York hotels. So again, like when this stuff started, I was like, look, there's no way I can associate with trafficking. I'm all in the same state.
I thought maybe prosecutors told you something beforehand, because I was so confused when you got off the stand. I didn't realize you shared the confusion.
The only thing I can assume, and this is an assumption because we didn't have the conversation, was I think they wanted to make more significance with the wincing and the sighing and the frustration. But even if I'm being honest, if in the moment I did not associate that stuff with her being in distress to doing anything against her will. And even in hindsight, I understand the allegations, but I would be misrepresenting the situation if I said the situations I was in would translate it. Even in hindsight, I cannot say, oh, those sounds or those wincings or those sighs were her in distress, because it just did not.
He was a freaky man. Other than the serial number being scratched off, though, is it a crime that you have a whole bunch of lube in the crib and you got a whole bunch of dilly flippers and you Diddy? dude that obviously likes being promiscuous and being with a whole bunch of shorties and all that. Is that a crime? Out of all these pictures, the one that I saw for sure that even me not being educated on the law like that knows for sure is a crime is that scratch stick. Let me know your thoughts. Sub up to the channel, guys. Don't forget we're doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. As soon as we do that giveaway, as soon as we hit 10,000, all you got to do again is like the video, comment down below, send me a screenshot on IG DMs that you did everything, and you will be added to the rap. Hearing it was one thing, but now really seeing all this in the closet of dilly flippers is crazy. It's crazy.